That, Mr. Foley's voice is fucking irritating.
Okay, Andy, we followed up on your alibi at the Harborside Tavern.
You met with Mick Foley there to discuss a loan, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. With the lobsters getting scarce, I needed the money to get through the season. Fortunately, I should be able to pay the loan back before long.
Why is that?
Heard there was a job opening near the docks. Just a little something to do on the side. You mind if we take a look around? Knock yourself out.
That's one of the boys from Peter's boat that Greg fitted with the transmitter for his research. These are research documents from the Marine Research Laboratory. It looks like the recent opening Andy was talking about was Peter's old job. Damn, that was quick.
Greg Young sure didn't waste any time finding someone to replace Peter.
I agree. I wonder why he was in such a hurry.
Maybe we should go over to the lab and ask him ourselves. It looks like Andy Winters is your new assistant on your research project.
I know that replacing him so fast may seem inappropriate in light of Peter's death, but I had no choice. Any lapse in the data collection could ruin a whole season's worth of research.
Why are you repainting one of Peter's buoys into Andy's colors?
Easier to repaint it than refit another buoy with a new transmitter.
I was gonna say I want to try complete case 1 before. Just for this episode, I want to make each case one whole episode. Okay, I'm just missing O. O? Oh no, I don't know where it's at. Oh, right there. Mortar and pestle. Oh dear, no wonder his sink is clogged. This is the plunger space. I wonder where the rest of it's right here. Sheriff, some of these pieces of glass look like they have blood on them. If we can put them back together, we should be able to figure out what it was that broke. The beaker. Damn, okay. I'd just like to say this game is very cruel to me. The top portion is certainly sharp enough to have been used as a murder weapon. I mean, if you say so. There's a lot of blood, now that I think about it. Yep. Billy is always chewing on toothpicks. Could this mean he was here the night of his uncle's murder? No, it's like a slug, more like it. The calculator. And take out.
You got an explanation for the blood on these shards of glass, Mr. Young?
It's simple enough, Sheriff. I dropped a glass cylinder and cut myself when I went to pick up the pieces, and I have the bandage to prove it.
So when was the last time Peter visited your lab?
It had been a while. I usually went by his boat to pick up his data. Hope you don't mind, but I need to get back to crunching numbers.
Blood on the floor and on a possible murder weapon? Seth certainly has his work cut out for him.
I'll have him check the blood against Greg's to see if his story checks out.
Sheriff, I'm pretty sure that Billy Hammond was here at the lab the night Peter was killed.
If he has a good explanation for that, I'd like to hear it.
Sheriff, Mrs. Fletcher, what can I do for you?
You can tell us what you were doing at the Marine Research Lab the night your uncle was killed.
What? I was never there.
I'm afraid you were, Billy. We found the toothpicks you're always chewing in a wastebasket there.
Okay, maybe I did go there. I knew Peter was heading that way and I needed to talk to him.
About what?
About getting a better percentage. Lately, his catches had been better than average, and I figured I was entitled to more. But when I finally got up the courage to ask him for a raise, he fired me on the spot.
And what about his promise to leave you the boat?
He said I'd never inherit the Cornelia.
So you killed him, right?
No. I mean, I lost it and knocked his lights out, but I sure didn't kill him.
What happened after that?
Nothing. I just left him there. I have no idea how he ended up back on the Cornelia.
Sheriff, if what Billy says is true, then someone else stabbed Peter and killed him.
Maybe so, but his motive is hard to ignore.
Billy, do you have any idea what sort of numbers Peter was recording for his lobster catches?
Low for most of the season. But then a couple of months ago, we started getting lucky and began catching a lot more.
There are barnacles all over the latch. I'll need something to scrape them off with. Alright, sorry. I wasn't even clicking that, I was clicking on the buoy. The numbers here bear out what you said, Billy. Several months of low numbers followed by a spike. These later numbers would be considered good catches. Very good, yeah. I don't get it. How did a band get on the lobster's claw? Someone must have placed a previously caught lobster in this trap. What? Okay.
Why would someone fill a trap with lobsters that have already been caught?
Maybe Jim Price can sort this out. Let's go talk with him. Looks like Jim is out back with some fishermen.
Oh, we shouldn't bother him while he's doing business, Sheriff. Let's just take a quick look around the store while we wait.
think the spotlight may need a change of battery soon. Must be getting a lot of use lately. Fuck. Pretty slim pickings in the state. There's only one lobster. But they're the same bands from Peter's Trap. Yes, they are. Oh my god, I don't know where to look. An anchor.
Hey, what are you doing here? We're closed.
We were hoping you could clear something up for us.
How's the lobster season been so far this year?
Good. Best season we've had in years.
But Jim, if the catch has been so good, why are your tanks nearly empty now? And why did you have so few lobsters yesterday morning that you sent me to Peter instead?
Well,
Speaking of Peter's catch, you got an explanation for how a lobster can get into a trap already banded with one of your bands?
You were putting lobsters from your tanks into Peter's traps, weren't you, Jim? That's why you have that searchlight, to help you find his traps at night.
okay, yeah, I was. It was costing me plenty, too, since I had to buy them back from him once he hauled them in.
Why go through all that trouble?
Because my business depended on it. Look, if the Marine Research Lab confirms that there are low numbers of lobsters being caught, the government's gonna start imposing limits on how many lobsters the guys can bring in.
And that, in turn, would limit how many you have available for sale.
So you stacked the deck.
Well, that's one way to put it, yeah. I went out after dark, hauled Peter's traps, and stocked them with extra lobsters so that the numbers he reported to the lab looked good.
Let me guess. Peter caught you tinkering with his gear, threatened to tell Greg you skewed the data, so you killed him.
No, Peter was clueless.
Besides, Sheriff, if Jim was successfully stacking the deck, then Peter was worth more to him alive than dead.
Okay, but don't take any last-minute vacations.
Jim couldn't have put those lobsters in Peter's traps by himself. He would have had to have help from someone with a boat.
Yeah, and from the evidence we've seen, I bet that it's Andy who's been doing the helping. Tomorrow we'll have another early morning interview with him. Seth called me last night. He said the blood traces on those broken pieces of glass match Peter's blood type and not Greg's.
So he was definitely killed at the lab with that broken glassware?
It looks that way. Maybe Greg had a motive we haven't figured out yet. Or maybe Andy made a stop at the lab after he left the Harborside Tavern. Or maybe he and Mick are covering for each other because they killed Peter together.
Well, we can ask Andy about it right now. His boat is right over there. Oh, dear. Poor Andy.
Looks like someone got to him before we did, Mrs. F.
Great googly moogly, there's been a murder. Where's my A? There it is. So disorganized. There's another box of toothpicks. Where do I put the fish? Oh. Feed the seagull. Oh. Fat ass. I'm not calling you a fat ass. Oh my god, I fucking hate my mouse so much. Somebody donate me money so I can buy a fucking mouse. Okay, YouTube gets it. You're sad, okay? But you gotta stay with me for a little bit, okay? Looks like the IOU from Andy to McFoley. Awesome. I mean, not awesome because he's dead, but you know. He's fine, don't worry about him. He likes doing that to piss off people. He literally did not even do anything. He just moved and he started coughing.
Maybe that IOU didn't get torn up because it was paid off.
You mean it could have been torn up during an argument between Andy and Mick?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. And since Andy's not going to tell us about it, we'll have to get the story from Mick himself.
Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta take care of this dog because he's a crybaby. Okay, sorry about that. My dog he kindly informed me he had to go potty.
Oh, not the two of you again.
Afraid so, Mr. Foley. Another one of your clients was murdered last night.
Who?
Andy Winters. And we found the loan papers you drew up for him torn up.
Well, naturally, he paid off his loan.
And where'd he get the money to pay you back?
Well, he told me he'd come into some diamonds. He asked me to come over to his boat to collect them.
Aren't diamonds an awfully inconvenient form of loan repayment?
My hunch was they were worth way more than the loan was, maybe twice as much. Anyway, with terms that favorable, I figured it'd be worth the extra effort.
Where'd he get these diamonds?
I didn't want to know. But I can tell you this, Andy was very much alive when we finished our transaction.
Money. Why is there money everywhere? Ah! This place is lousy with money. I must admit, the background noise is kind of interesting. I heard somebody just ask for a burger.
Mick didn't see Billy on Andy's boat, but those toothpicks mean he was there. Maybe after Mick had left.
Yeah, and the boat hook that was used as the murder weapon was Peter's. Who else would have access to it besides his nephew?
I don't know, but I hope Billy has a logical explanation for all of this.
And then Billy's gonna fucking die. Watch.
I didn't kill Andy. I've been nowhere near the my turn.
Billy, I'm sorry to say that it's getting very difficult to believe you are innocent in all of this.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to take a look around, Billy.
Go ahead. I have nothing to hide.
The bitch buoy. Does anyone here enjoy lobsters? I don't. I don't like seafood. Wow, would you look at those? I'd say that this little diamonds would be worth risking a run-in with the Coast Guard.
This means I'm going to have to get those diamonds from Mick that Andy gave him to repay his loan.
And I don't think he's going to be very happy about it.